Welcome everyone to Ask Hypnotica number 11. I just got back from the gym, so I'm a little sweaty and grubby, but that's okay because there's no better time in the present to ask Hypnotica a question. Now, this question is kind of one of those questions that a lot of guys out there have issues with. So I'm going to give a general answer to this because I know there's lots of guys out there that have this issue. And here we go. We're going to read the letter. Starts off like this. Please don't mention my name. So hearing that, what do you think this is going to be about? If you said premature ejaculation, you are absolutely correct. And so since you don't have a name and you didn't really say where you're coming from, I'm going to give you a name and I'm going to give you a location. This is just a mess with one of my friends, childhood friends who lives in Hawaii. Okay, so let's just call you Louie from Hawaii. Louie, what do you got to say? He says, hey man, I was wondering, how should I get rid of premature ejaculation? I'm taking 30 seconds to a minute. I'm very young, and I did some research and found about Kegels, which say they relax the reverse Kegels. I think it says reverse Kegels, which they say relaxes the PC muscle so that you don't come within a minute or so. Some background that might help you answer my question. I watched a lot of porn, and I think I programmed myself as a young kid to contract my PC muscle or something. I don't get 100% hard with the women, and I know I need to stop watching porn, which I am. Please, this is truly destroying my self-esteem, and I don't even want to talk to girls anymore. That's definitely not the solution, dude. Okay. Anyways, I truly hope you can help me or tell me how to deal with it, please. All right. Well, I'm going to give you some ideas to think about. And one of the ideas is this, okay? I assume that you watch porn and you're getting right to it, all right? And it's one of these things. Every guy does it pretty much for the most part. And if they don't, well, then they're missing out, okay? It's a handy thing. It can save you a lot of money. It can save you a lot of time. It can get you relaxed in a lot of things. So if you're doing it, cool, whatever. Okay, but the part that we want to talk about is the porn. And I have a lot of different ideas about porn and the mentality that guys use for this. So like I said, I'm going to give you the shotgun approach as far as everything out there. So let's just start with training yourself. When most guys watch porn, you know, they want the release. They're looking for the release. So they release prolactin and they're like, oh, okay, I can relax a little bit. It's to deal with stress for the most part or dissipate energy. So here's the thing. If you've trained yourself to come quick, which most guys do, they're sitting there and they're like, okay, let's just get this thing done. Okay, bam. All right. You are kind of training yourself to go quick and get it done. And that can have some adverse mental effects on you. One is that you're looking at it like it's just a thing to get done. It's not an act. It's not an experience. It's just an exercise for the most part. Just a quick pill type of thing. You know, take the pill, take your dick in your hand, jerk off, come. Okay. So if you've trained yourself to come, like most guys, they'll sit there and watch, 1 to 2 minutes of porn and they're done. All right. I want you to get romantic. All right. I want you to go, and I'm serious about this because what you've done is you train yourself just to get from A to B really quick, all right? So we're going to go from A to C, and B, we're going to give yourself a little foreplay because if you don't have control over your feelings, if you don't have control over your physical sensations of your body, then you're basically on a streamline just to get the job done. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to go get a musical score, like a good, that's got ups and downs. It's like, Rocky. Think of Rocky War. Dun, 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 bum, 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 bum. And then it goes into this nice and slow thing. All right? I want you to go get some good coconut oil, because that's probably the best lube that you can use. And I want you to sit there, and I want you just to jerk off. All right. Not many times I'll just tell a person to go ahead and jerk off. But I want you to last it. If you could go through a whole album, great. But I want you to go light on yourself because most guys are just beating that motherfucker off. Like, it's like they're beating down on it like it's an MMA fighting chess match or something. Okay. We want to chill out a little bit because, hey, I hate to tell you, but those are little nerves down there, bro. Those are nerves that when you're gripping that thing and you're beating it up, okay, it wants to develop, let's just call it, calluses. That's why a lot of guys don't really get that stimulated anymore because they can't feel it because they've choked the damn thing to death, all right? So let's just kind of play with the sensation. So if you're getting, and think of the scores when it's rising, you can go a little faster, a little bit more tempo, and get yourself to the point where you're like, okay, you know what that sensation feels like right before you're about to come. And then ease off a little bit, get used to it. Get familiar with the feelings. It's just not, okay, A to B, bam, there we go. It's like, okay, let's get used to it. Let's relax a little bit. Like, okay, that's what it feels like before I feel like I'm about to come. Okay, well, play in that region a little bit. Like, understand what that feels like and be okay with that and be like, okay, cool, that's what it feels like. Ease back a little bit. See, this whole thing is about your own ability to control your own nerve impulses, your own feelings, and that thing down there doesn't control you. Sometimes it can. That's what a lot of guys say, and girls definitely think it does. You're in control. All right, remember that. Like, you have mental control over it if you train yourself. It's just like anything. You've got to train yourself to a degree. And so the thing is like, let's just, the song's playing, you're a bump, bump. So get a little faster and then relax and get lighter and stuff like this. Like, let that thing down there between your legs, whatever name you want to call it, like, let it get familiar with different tactile sensations, soft, light, feathers, stay away from dogs and peanut butter. But get used to the different sensations down there so that you're broadening your horizon about it. Think of like an Eskimo. An Eskimo's got 23 different words for snow. Okay, well, you got 23 different sensations that you can describe, just not horny. All right? So get used to doing that. And remember, when you're thinking, like a lot of guys, unfortunately, think, they've been watching so much porn. It's just like, bam, 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 bam. Okay, it's like, see, that's Western sex, rawr. Okay, that's not really sex. That's porn. All right? Remember, it's done. You set the tempo, okay? Women love foreplay. You can actually just put your dick inside of her and just hold it there and just say, don't move. Okay, well, meanwhile, she doesn't know that you're thinking, okay, I got to get used to it. I got to acclimate to the temperature and the wetness and all that. Hopefully she's wet. If she's not, use that, coconut oil that we talked about. She should be wet, all right? And you should be turning her on way before that. So when you get to that point, it's not like some dry well. All right, so here's the point. You set the tempo. So it doesn't have to be like you stick it in, you're just like, no, chill out, man. Like, stick it in, all right? Have a condom, all right? Put the condom on. If the condom, you don't feel stuff with the condom, put some lube on the inside of the condom, okay? It's a little trick there. And just hold there and just, connect with her. Like, so you're sitting there, you're inside her and you're connected with her. You're looking at her in the eyes and you're just like, don't move. And then maybe flex one of your butt cheeks, your right butt cheek, and that gives you a little bit of a pressure. So she's not supposed to move, but you can move. You can tease her a little bit. You can have fun with that. Kind of lift up like you're stretching, and that gives a little bit more sensation. Or go back and forth, either your left butt cheek, your right butt cheek, your left butt cheek. Go slow, enjoy it. Okay, this is meant to be experienced. It's not a race. All right. And she doesn't know what's going on in your head. She's not thinking, oh man, I bet he's doing this because he's going to come too quick. No, she's thinking, man, this guy is taking his time. All right, and you can acclimate yourself to it. You can start going at a rhythm. So all of a sudden it's acclimated there, and all of a sudden you can start to speed up just a little bit. Get to the point where you can control it. And this is going to have to come in with your training earlier. We talked about where you're romantic and you got the candles and the lube and you're doing your little thing, because then you're going to get to know thyself, literally, down there. All right. And so you're like, okay, that's the feeling I get right before I feel like I'm about to come. So ease back a little bit. You get used to it. Okay. That thing between your legs, it's going to be there hopefully for the rest of your life. And unless you piss off some girl like Bobbit or anything like this, don't do that. All right. So I want you just to understand that that's that. And porn. The thing with porn that's, I would say, unuseful, all right, is that it's just like wham, bam. It's just right to the point. They take out all the foreplay. They take out all the romance. They take out all the connection for the most part. But this is how I like to use porn if I'm going out, okay? This is just a little tip. Like, say, I'm like, I got to go out. I got to get my pheromones going. I got to get that energy kind of emitting. I got to pop that out. Into the world. So what I'll do is maybe I'll watch a little bit of it and, get myself in the mood. And all of a sudden, boom, I feel that, every guy knows when you feel that. Every girl knows it too. When I'm kind of aroused right now. Okay, as soon as you get that thing, turn it off, get yourself dressed, go out. That way that's emitting from you. You got that already started within you. It's going to help. It's one of those things that we can't yet measure, but it's very effective when you go out there to have that energy moving through you. Well, here's another idea that you can use if you're not fully getting hard. All right. I want you to, first of all, make sure you're hydrated, okay? If your body's dehydrated, which chronically most people are dehydrated, your blood's going to be thick. It's going to have a little bit of trouble going through the cell membranes and the capillaries and all that good stuff. But here's a natural solution. A lot of people don't know this, but these are things that I study for you out there. Juicing a watermelon rind, not the actual good stuff, the rind, all right? If you juice a good glass of that, okay, and it's natural, the effects are like Viagra. All right, so you might want to try that. Go get some good watermelon. You know, on a date, just be like, hey, you know what? Let's go get some watermelon. Act healthy, and then that way you know you're preparing for the job. Like before we go home, is there any watermelon places around here? All right, go get a juice or have a couple watermelons at home and have a juicer. I just want to throw that out there because there are alternatives that are healthy that can get your little package down there pumped up. Here's another little trick. I call it the claw. All right, like let's just say you're inside of her and you're like, oh shit, like the point of no return. You're right about there. Pull out and the claw. Use the claw, like 3 of your fingers. You can learn this from like Mantech Chia, and you just basically grab the head of your little penis, or hopefully it's a normal size, or what. It doesn't really matter. Okay, just grab the head of your penis and squeeze the fucking shit out of it, like about 5 seconds, and then let go. And what that does is it kind of numbs it out a little bit. So you have a little bit more control. So then you get back into it. The bottom line is you set the tempo. Okay? You're the man. You control the lead. You're not like, can you slow down a little bit? No, you slow down. Don't tell her. Just slow down. This is on your terms. You're setting the pace. Foreplay is good. It's foreplay. So play. Don't just look at it like you're a jackhammer, like getting to work, like I got to get this fucking job done. No. Chill out a little bit, okay, my friend? And those are a couple things you can do. Keep up with the Kegel exercises, all right? Do the claw. Slow down at your own pace. And basically, switch around too. Like say you're feeling like you're going to come. Well, go off of her, go to her areola area and start playing with that a little bit. Go down on her. Do all kinds of things. Go up and kiss her. Like let your heat settle down a little bit. All right. And there's also some breathing techniques. It can be a little weird, but if you roll your eyes in the back of your head and you're like, they call that the crow, like cool. It's a cooling breath. It helps cool your body down. These are things you could do, but some people go, what the fuck's this guy doing? Okay. So, make sure her eyes are closed, blindfold her, and then you can be like, relax a little bit. So hopefully one of these little techniques will give you some ideas that are going to be useful for you. And with that, if you have a question out there and you want to ask me, like I said, I got a unique point of view. I'm willing and ready to answer it. I just want your name and where you're from. And this is the last time I'm going to do this, Louis. I'm going to mention your name next time, Louis from Hawaii. Anyways, hopefully this helps. And if you have any questions, write them in the box below. With that, I hope you have fun and expand your foreplay. With that, Hypnotica